Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you are very confused. Why are you wearing a Barcelona shirt? Why, as a Real Madrid fan, you are wearing a Barcelona shirt? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ashamed to wear my Real Madrid kit. Yep, I mean, we got slapped around Liverpool, and I want to make fun of Barcelona and talk about the Barcelona problems and why they lost this game or tied this game. But yeah, that's the reason. So I decided to wear a Barcelona kit because I just want to wear a Barcelona kit. I want to talk about the problems of my team. Ladies and gentlemen, a 3-3 tie, Barcelona versus Club Brugge. Who knows what that club is? I don't even know. I never heard of that club before yesterday. But they tied and almost won and destroyed Barcelona last night. I'm going to talk about the problems of Barcelona. Ladies and gentlemen, before doing so, I want to talk about Lamine Yamal, for the love of God. Lamine Yamal is actually back. The fact that this brother is on 50%, the fact that this brother is not fully fit, he was seen doing some rubber band exercises. Apparently it helps with the injury that he has obviously in his hips. The fact that this brother came to that pitch, man, and we saw the Lamine Yamal we always saw, man. The fact that this brother was alone fighting on that pitch like the 2019 Lionel Messi with Barcelona team, right? Where it was genuinely only Messi playing in that team, and Lamine Yamal reminded me of that, man. The fact that one of his goals that he scored, he ran all by himself, taking on 3 defenders, passing the ball to Fermin Lopez Busquets style, which, you know, that one pass he did where Lionel Messi took the ball through the entire Real Madrid defense. We know what goal I'm talking about, right? But that exact scenario happened. Instead, Lamine Yamal toe-poed it. It was just beautiful. He broke down, I'm saying, 6 defenders at once, man. Including the goalkeeper, that's becoming 7, man. The fact that Lamine Yamal, man, even in the second goal, which he did not score, that count as an own goal, but he created that chance and the goal was technically his as well. Lamine Yamal is actually back. I think after the El Clasico and everything that happened at the El Clasico, he decided to go on social media say that him and his girlfriend are not together anymore. To this day, I don't think they broke up. It was just a media stunt just to say that don't focus on us, don't blame my girl or whatever it was, right? That was the reason they went on social media and said that, right? But anyways, Lamine Yamal, even being humble after the game, coming on the interview saying that your goal reminded me of a former Barcelona player. Do you know who? Lamine Yamal said no. Who? Lionel Messi. And then he said no, Messi has scored thousands of goals like this, so I can't compare myself to him. I'm just trying to improve and go on my own. We are starting to see a different Lamine Yamal now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting to see a more humble Lamine Yamal. And ladies and gentlemen, we are starting to see a more serious Lamine Yamal. I've always said it, the Lamine Yamal we got from the start of the season is genuinely a disgrace in my opinion. It's genuinely too much talking and less action, man. And now he is going into games, not posting any stories before it. We didn't see any stories from Lamine Yamal acting confident before it. He's going into games, proving himself on that pitch and destroying teams. And then after the game, being humble about it, putting his head up and going through his day. And that is what Lamine Yamal should be doing and should always what he has been doing when he was younger, man. And then we'll talk about the problem, ladies and gentlemen. This high line needs to go. The high line of Hansi Flick is getting exposed in my opinion. How do you play a team that has fast wingers like Club Brugge, right? They have good midfielders as well, right? And then you play this type of high line. First of all, if you're trying to play a high line and a good pressing tactic, right? You need to have fit players, man. These players look tired. These players don't have the same motivation they had last season. I've said it in the start of the season. No one listens to me, man, because I'm a Real Madrid fan, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot have the same players as last season, play the same type of performance and be the same fit and hungry and motivational as last season. You have a team where they outscored every single team last season, and this is the only reason they did not win a Champions League last season, by the way. Because, okay, attacking wins you games, and that is good enough for the league title. That is good enough for the Copa del Rey title. But that is not good enough for a Champions League title, in my opinion, because defense wins you titles. I want to rephrase that quote. I would say attack wins you games, defense wins you titles that actually have value and really matters. And this Hansi Flick thing is getting just exposed. They saw first season with Hansi Flick. Every team saw how Hansi Flick played last season. They can just counter it, man. They sit deep, wait for Barcelona to push up. Lazy defenders for Barcelona, right? Koundé, very lazy. You have this Garcia brother, lazy. Kobarsi doesn't have enough experience. You let Martinez go, your best high-line defender, right? Someone that actually pressed. He was very good, but you let him go to Al Nassr, right? And now look at you getting exposed. Because look at the second picture. This is they tied the game 1-1, and literally 2 minutes later, this was the state of their defense. How do you even find yourself into that position? I genuinely want to ask these Barcelona players, how do you even find yourself into this position? I don't understand. You literally just tied the game. You should be back defending. Why is there generally one defender? Literally a minute after you tie the game? It just doesn't make sense. Either I have seen the amount of people on social media. I've seen reviews actually, right? Before I fell asleep last night, I watched a couple of reviews of the fellow people who talk about Barcelona, obviously. And in the comments section, the amount of comments I saw, either Hansi Flick goes, that is just insane. They want Hansi Flick gone, man. If he stays doing this type of tactic and the highline tactic and the pressing tactic, Hansi Flick needs to go. The amount of comments I've seen Barcelona fans, loyal Barcelona fans on social media as well, say that is genuinely unbelievable. Hansi Flick changed your team for the better, brother. Hansi Flick came to this team and changed your lives around, man. We never thought Barcelona would be a serious team anymore. And you want Hansi Flick to be out? I mean, sure, if he continues with his tactic and just becomes stubborn with it and doesn't change, sure, I know why you would say that, but what do you guys think in the comment section, man? Do you think Hansi Flick should go out? In my opinion, Hansi Flick should not go out. Hansi Flick just needs the players. They need new players. They need, obviously, the old players to come back from injury, first of all, and second of all, Hansi Flick needs new defenders. Hansi Flick needs hungrier players, in my opinion, because with this tactic it only works if you keep rotating your players. You cannot have the same players from last season play this season because they won't be as hungry, man. No matter what, look at Koundé, brother. He looks like he's on 100 kgs. This brother gained so much weight. On the right back, he's not good enough. I believe they tried him at the center back, not good enough as well. They need to go, man. They need to be changed. Not go, they need to be changed. Change the players, not the coach, in my opinion. But I don't know. That's my view on it. Hansi Flick changed your lives, man. Hansi Flick outscored every single opponent, just goal after goal after goal. Gave us entertaining football. You know what? This whole tactic thing. Hansi Flick gave us entertaining football, man. And I love that as a Real Madrid fan. I love that. But it only works. There's a limit for that, man. There is genuinely a limit for that. You cannot win a Champions League by this, man. And I understand why Barcelona fans are mad that Hansi Flick want him gone, right? Because even after the game, he said we can talk about changing everything. It's the system, obviously. But I'm not the kind of coach to do that. We want to play true to our DNA, not sit deep and win 1-0 on a counter-attack. 3-3 isn't the ideal results. We came back after every goal, and that's a positive sign. You see, that's what I like, man. he's basically calling out even Real Madrid at this point, right? He's calling out Arsenal, he's calling out these teams that just sit back, Atletico Madrid, and just rely on counter-attack, rely on corner goals like Arsenal, right? They just sit back, defend, boring football, man. But he wants to stick to what he does best, which is attacking football, right? And this can work, but if the team isn't pressing, if you don't have the best players, if your team is lazy, like this season Barcelona, it just will not work, brother. That's it. That's genuinely it. Because I mean, everyone's saying and calling out Hansi Flick on why is the players still doing the pressing and highline, right? Look at PSG last season, man. They were pressing machines, man. No one complained. Genuinely, no one complained. No, Hansi Flick doesn't need to be changed. I think Hansi Flick just needs to change some things. Maybe don't press the ball after you tie up the game in a very hard game, right? Maybe don't press and press and press late in the game. I don't know what is. I'm not a coach, brother. I just watch football, but Hansi Flick should never be changed. I was a Real Madrid fan. I would love him to be changed, obviously, but that's that. And I think there are fake Barcelona fans that are saying that Hansi Flick needs to be changed. I mean, that's very fake, man. Even if he has a bad season this season, let's trust the not me. I mean, trust the process, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Let's see what happens in the second half of the season, obviously. La Liga games coming soon. Like, subscribe, let's hit 100k by the end of the year. Not possible, obviously, but let's see what happens. Comment down, I'll say every single comment, and gracias, amigos.